Kwe, hello, bonjour. Let me just begin by thanking the Youth Drum Circle for starting us off in a very beautiful way. I also want to thank the Elder as well as Chief Bernard and his council for the beautiful welcome we've had today. I'm deeply honored to be here on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaw, where generations dating back centuries have cherished the beauty of Unama'ki, Cape Breton. Je suis très fier d'être ici aujourd'hui pour la Journée nationale des peuples autochtones. I'm very pleased to be here, particularly on National Indigenous Peoples Day, as we recognize and celebrate the histories, cultures, diversity of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis across Canada. I have some reflections, especially from today, this morning. We met at the Skyview Trail with some young people, those who attend the local community school. And we talked about some of the history of the Mi'kmaw, of the journey, of the traditional stories that have shaped their worldview. I was pleased to be there with the Prime Minister as well as Xavier, his son, along with my colleagues Mike Calway as well as Jaime Batiste. But on this day, I think it's important that all of us reflect on what our contribution is towards reconciliation. I know for Indigenous people it's particularly difficult, but it is about the incredible cultures, languages, and the histories and the stories that have defined who they are, and the resilience that enable them to stand tall each and every day. For non-Indigenous people, for settlers like myself, it is about reflecting on our responsibility towards reconciliation, our work in understanding and learning about Indigenous history, which is very much Canadian history. And I want to also say, as we look forward, I want to congratulate the students of Wegawama Mi'kmaw School for graduating today. I know there's 13 of them here who are going to graduate. And we probably couldn't find a better way and a better day to celebrate your success and the success that's to follow in the years to come. Reconciliation requires action. It demands that we fundamentally change the relationship between Indigenous people and Canada, from the paternalism of the past to the relationship based on recognition of rights, respect, cooperation, and partnership. It is about decolonizing the way governments act. Whether it's the relationship between our governments or interpersonal relationship, change happens when we listen and are open to learning and improving. One of the most valuable ways we do that as people is through negotiations. Nation-to-nation negotiations strengthen relationships and resolve disputes and respect the rights of Indigenous peoples. And that's exactly what we're here to do today. We're taking an important step to reach a negotiated settlement of the Wegoma First Nation land alienation claim. Your community, supported by your elders, past and present, has fought for many generations to assert your right to reserve land that was improperly sold in 1862. Repeated previous attempts to resolve the claim failed. In fact, this claim was initiated in 1978 when some of the former leaders whose children are now on council initiated this claim. I know Jason Bernard is a council member now, and his father was very much a council member in 1978 when this started. And for many years, this claim has gone unresolved. That changed in October of 2017 when Canada and the Wegoma First Nation re-entered negotiations. Since then, we have negotiated in a good way, and here we are today, celebrating the initialing of a proposed settlement agreement to be considered by your community. It will ultimately be the Mi'kmaw of Wegoma First Nation to decide whether to accept this draft agreement. That's your constitutionally guaranteed right to self-determination and your fundamental rights under the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Resolving long-standing claims such as yours generates multiple benefits that can enrich your community. First and foremost, settlements address our dark history of colonialism and the scars it has left. Le règlement de revendication de longue date, comme la vôtre, génère de multiples avantages qui peuvent enrichir la communauté. Le règlement permet d'aborder notre histoire coloniale et les sédatrices qu'elle a laissées. In addition to addressing past wrongs, settlements also open new opportunities. First Nations across the country are using settlements to advance their plans and priorities for their communities and for economic and social development. Our government is committed to working with First Nations across the country to reach fair and final settlements that resolve outstanding claims like this. Between January 1st, 2016 and March 31st of this year, we settled 297 claims for more than $11 billion in compensation to First Nations. Beyond dollars and cents, what matters to me is that we are taking a critical step forward in our shared journey of reconciliation. We are creating meaningful change that has the potential to produce positive results long-term into the future. I can think of no better way to celebrate National Indigenous Peoples Day than to be here with all of you at celebrating with you on this very important announcement. I'm confident that we can all look forward to better times, and as we rebuild a nation-to-nation relationship between the Government of Canada and the Mi'kmaw First Nation that benefit us all. Walalawaka, merci, thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Up next, and on behalf of the Mi'kmaw Chief and Council and the people of Mi'kmaw, it is our pleasure now to welcome to the podium the Right Honourable Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Hello, bonjour, Kwei. I want to start by thanking Chief Bernard and Mi'kmaw and everyone for your welcome here today. Thank you to the young drummers. It was wonderful that you started us off the right way. Congratulations to the graduates. Thank you to all the members of the community who've been out here, come out here in this hot day to mark this important occasion and join with us in this signing ceremony we're going to see in a few minutes. I was deeply honored to spend more time in Mi'kmawgi, where generations dating back centuries have enjoyed the beauty of Unama'ki, Cape Breton. I'm happy to be here with Minister Anandasangaree and MPs Kellaway and Batiste on this special day. It's a special day, of course, because it is National Indigenous Peoples Day. La Journée nationale des peuples autochtones, c'est un moment pour tous les Canadiens de se rassembler ce premier jour de l'été pour célébrer les cultures, les histoires et les traditions des Premières Nations, des Inuits et des Métis. From elders to knowledge keepers to political leaders and protectors of our lands and waters, we recognize your important contributions. It's also a special day because together we just took another significant step on the path of reconciliation between the Crown and Mi'kmaw. After many years of negotiations and different governments, as the Chief pointed out, the proposed settlement agreement of $125 million we are about to sign will resolve the claim regarding the improper sale of reserve land in 1862. This is reconciliation in action. But that's not all. Today, we're also announcing another positive step in the right direction. The federal government will deliver more than $16 million a year in increased funding to Mi'kmaw Kina'matnewey to maintain, repair, and replace their existing education infrastructure. Ce financement va permettre aux communautés, dont 3000 élèves, d'avoir les ressources nécessaires pour réussir tout en conservant un lien avec la culture et la langue Mi'kmaq. This is on top of existing funding of more than $125 million over the next 5 years for education governance and education infrastructure, which means the operation and delivery of high-quality education in your schools right across the province, including here in Wegoma. Since the beginning, our government has been focused on fairness, this idea that everyone in every generation deserves a real and fair chance at success. And fairness, of course, starts with better access to education for everyone. Schools and teachers should have the resources they need. Education systems should be able to answer the unique needs of students in their communities, because we know that education helps improve people's quality of life, it helps reduce poverty and build stronger communities, and connects young people with their language, their culture, their elders, their stories, and most importantly, their identity. Today on Indigenous Peoples Day, but every day across this country, we need to value and recognize and celebrate Indigenous peoples and the cultures, languages, and strengths that they have always brought to this extraordinary land. Indeed, the work we've done means that since 2016, there's been close to a 50% increase of Indigenous peoples who have a post-secondary degree. For First Nations, that number is now over 60%. High school graduation rates in First Nations across Nova Scotia have also continued to soar. So let's keep working together to make sure kids have what they need to succeed from coast to coast to coast. Tout le monde mérite une chance équitable de réussir. Les annonces qu'on fait aujourd'hui avec les membres des Premières Nations en Nouvelle-Écosse vont aider à bâtir des communautés plus fortes. We will always be a partner in building a better future for Indigenous peoples, a future to be determined by all of you, whether it's by investing in education, housing, or healthcare, or creating good jobs and enabling projects owned by Indigenous peoples, or funding the work to revitalize Indigenous languages. Reconciliation will always be at the forefront of everything we do. More opportunities, more jobs, more homes, and fairness for every generation right across the country. Thank you. Merci. Welalaliuk. Happy National Indigenous Peoples Day. Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Up next, we'd like to introduce Chief Leroy Denny from...
It was supposed to be before me, so we should probably do it now.
Correction on that. We have the signing ceremony to our right here, and we'll proceed right after this.
Robert. Yes, I know. So just go with me, and then I'll handle the Tiffany thing, and you're going to come back. Now I say, Canada didn't have so it was I'm only sorry that the team will help.
All right.